On Nigerian TikTok, there is a trending issue of a young lady who was assaulted with her friend.
It's not all men, but it's always a man. This lady came to the internet to tell us how she and her friend got raped by a man. She went to do a modeling job. She got a modeling gig and she wanted to go for the modeling job. And she decided to take her friend along with her because that was the first time she's entering that location and that was the first time she's doing a job with that person. Do you know that this man took turns in both of them by raping them? Let me show you this video.
So everybody, my name is Fames and I want to address the incident that occurred on February 8th, 2026. So I was reached out to on Instagram on February 1st to come for a modeling gig with the pay of 140,000 naira in Nigerian currency, which I agreed to. He told me he was an international brand and he moved from the UK to Nigeria to start his brand here, and he needed the visibility that I had so I can push his brand, which I agreed to. Fast forward to the day he called me for the day he settled for the shoot. He said I should come to Ajawa Estate, number 8, Asalu Street by 6 p.m. for the shoot. I said that my daddy was strict and I did not want a night shoot, that please we should work with time. Then he said, oh, that you're a minor, that am I coming with my parents for the shoot? I said, I'm not a minor. I'm just worried about my own safety, that I can take the shoot, because at that time I reached out to my friend. I said, just in case I did not finish on time, I will sleep at your place. And I told my mom where I was headed to, told my dad too. So I also told my mom that in case I did not finish on time, I will sleep at my friend's place, which I even showed that I and the photographer, the brand owner's conversation. So I showed my mom the conversation and everything. So I told him I was going to show up because I already reached out to a friend. So I already know in case I even finish it, I'll not have to be coming back to Ojo, because as I know it's far from Ojo, I'll just go to Yelbaja and spend the night at my friend's and then come back the next morning, which was fine with me. So the next morning he reached out, I dropped my WhatsApp, I said in case I'm not online on Instagram. He reached out to me on WhatsApp. He was like, okay, that he wants to work with my time, that I should come by 10. The time he reached out to me, I woke up by 9 to 10. He said he wants to work with my time, I should come by 11. That the shoot is by 11, makeup artist is going to be there by 11. I said, okay, no problem. So my friend was already at my place. I said, okay, since you are already here, you should come with me. Which we went together to the place. He called me when I got there. I told him I was already there. He said, who did you come with? I said, I came with my sis. He said, okay, you didn't tell me. I said, then I was like, it was impromptu. And it was like, no problem. Then he came out of the gate to pick I and my friend. So on getting inside the house, because it was the house, but it was empty. The parlor was empty. So when I got there, I said, what is this place? He said, this is a content space that he just booked for the shoot. It's a rented space. I said, okay, no problem. And I'm like, okay, you said the makeup artist was here already. Like, where is the makeup artist? He was like, she forgot something. So he said she forgot something. Now since I was not here, let her quickly go and get it, which I agreed with. Then he showed us the room where I'm going to wait, like freshen up and all of that. Because when I got in, he was like, oh, that I should go and freshen up. That I have oily skin and like heat. I said, oh, that I'm not sweaty. I just came down from AC. He said, oh, just for my oily skin. I said, no problem. So the room he ushered I and my friend to. We went there. My friend was trying to charge her phone because her phone was gone. She forgot her cord inside the Uber. So she was trying to like use his own charger to charge, which none of his chargers were working for my friend's phone. So I went to the room with my friend. He gave me a robe. He said I should change it to it so that when I'm done with the makeup, I'll just remove it and put on my feet. So everything will be sweet because I was wearing a round neck like this. So I showered as I was told to do. I got into the room, he offered us water. He asked us if we wanted to eat anything, or asked for anything. So we're just in the room. My friend was still trying to fix her phone and stuff. Then he called me, said I should come to a different room to see the fit. And I said, okay, no problem. While I moved to the room, my friend, obviously, she followed me there because, obviously. So when we got to the room, I sat down, I saw somebody, I sat down, and he was like, when he looked back, he saw my friend, he was like, oh, that I shouldn't worry, that he wanted the fit to be a surprise. And I said, okay, no problem. So I went back to the room with my friend where he asked us to wait for the makeup artist. So while we were there, my friend was facing a wall where a socket was. She was trying to charge her phone. While me, I was facing like I could see every corner of the room. When he walked into the room and he was like, so this key, you can use this key to shut this door. He locked the door and he was like, just in case the makeup artist is here or the photographer is here. Because he said there's a different photographer that's taking pictures, that just in case they're here and I want to feel safe while changing, I can just shut the door. I said, okay, no problem. Then the whole room went silent. Then I immediately texted my friend. I said, why them locked door? She was like, my dear, I was like, I did fear. She said, don't be scared. Thank God I came with you. And I said, thank God. So we are still having this conversation, like we are still texting ourselves back and forth. Then he was standing like in the corner of the room, like then he immediately brought out the knife by his side, like he just like showed like the knife, that he had the knife, and he was like, and me I was like, ha, and he was like, if you shout, he immediately went to my friend's phone and removed my friend's phone from her hand, and he was like, if me I shout, she was going to my friend, and if my friend shouted, holding the knife up against her throat. So me, I was already scared, I was already shaking at that time. I was even already shouting small, but with fear. He would tell me that if I shout, that he's not joking with us. He ushered us into the bedroom, told us that we should go to the bedroom and undress. My friend was even still doing slowly because she's still trying to like process if the whole thing was a joke or all of that. He told her that he's not joking with her. He put the knife against his hand, that he was ready to cut himself to show us how sharp that knife is, and any slight plunge to our body, that if the person is gone. So me, I was already on my pants and the room, so I just undressed with my friend, then undressed. Then he told my friends to go back to the room and get socks that were on the bed, which she did as she was told. Okay, so my friend went to the room, she brought the socks, he still had this knife pointing, like if he's telling one person to do something, the knife is pointed at the other person. So if the other person tried to act smart like this, anything can happen. So my friend came back to the room. He asked my friend to tie me first with the socks, and she did. After she tied my hand to the front, she tied my hand together. Then he collected the other socks and he tied my friend's hand. Then he ushered us back to the room, having the knife, threatening us with it. Then because I was panicking, I was raising my voice, like crying. Then he tied my mouth. So when he tied my mouth, I was standing in front of the door. My friend was standing in front of a wall in the room, and then my friend was asking that why is he doing this? Then he said, I think the moment my friend asked him why is he doing this, he immediately like approached my friend, held her like then he pushed her against the wall and was like, she should not ask him questions, that he's not joking with her. Then she held his hand. He was like, he should let go of her hand. That she should not hold his hand. That she should let go of his hand. Because while he held her neck, she held his hand, and he was like, she should let go of his hand. She should not try to act smart with him. Then he walked away. We still had the knife pointing at us, and he said, oh, that he's doing this because somebody scammed him. He took pictures for a girl, and she left with the pictures. She blocked him. She did not tag him, and stuff like that. So now he wants to revenge. He wants to cause pain to every woman that he comes across. So after he said that thing, he undressed. While he undressed, he told us to lie in a certain position on the bed, which we did. And then after he told us to lie in a certain position, he one of his finger inside of me, and he said, oh, he told my friend she's tight, but I don't give it. Then so after that, he forcefully inside of me first, while having the knife pointed at my friend. He forcefully inside of me. Even while I screamed, he moved the knife closer to my friend and said that I should not play with him, that he's not joking with us. Then after he did that with me first, he went to my friend, still no protection, no anything, still like that. He forcefully into my friend soon. After doing that, he told us to change position. We should lie in a different position, and he came back to me, forcefully into me again. The same way he went. If he's on my friend, he will point his knife at me. If he's on me, he will point his knife on my friend. Then after he came back to me, and then after I was the last person, and then he poured his refuge on my outer public area. And then after that, he told me to stand up and hold my nose because I was having panic attack. That if I should die here, that nobody's going to hear, nobody's going to tell our story. That is the end of it. Then he told me to go to the bedroom and wash up. While he had my friend in the room pointing his knife at her, and then my friend that she tried to act smart because my friend was still put together. Me, I wasn't, but my friend was still put together. So he was just letting her know that if she tries to act smart, he was going to death there. And if I did the same thing, so he told me to go to the washroom, the bedroom, and go and wash up, which I did. I washed up. When I was done, I came back. He told my friend to also go and wash up. Then while we had dressed finished, he collected our phone. He told us to unlock our phone, unlock everything, like all the private this thing. Like if you want to go to your private snap, you put password. He told us to unlock it, and he dropped every one of them, every one of the private snap on me and my friend's phone. And then while he was dropping my friend's phone, he told my friend that I'm taking this for my personal pleasure. So after, even while he was airdropping it, he took time. He told us that we should sit down there and wait until he was done airdropping everything. Then after that, he told me that I have a little audience on the internet, that if I try to speak up, that he's going to post it everywhere and he's going to tarnish my image. That even if he doesn't do it now I might just be, maybe when I'm bigger, that I might just be thinking that life is better for me, and he'll just pop out of nowhere and release everything on the internet. So me, I was very scared. I didn't want to talk because I was very scared. So he chased us out of the house, still having the knife at us. He chased us out of the house. So when we got outside, there was nobody there. It's on a Sunday. We left there around 3, like let's say 3 hours, 3-ish. So there was nobody in the street, like probably people at church or anything, maybe resting. The street was not, it was desert. So everybody, it took me 3 days to come out and talk about this thing on TikTok, because TikTok has a very large audience, and I've been ashamed of myself before it gets to the wrong audience, and they will say, oh, why did you go there? They start judging. So I've been ashamed of myself, and the fact that my friend went with me, like I've been feeling guilty, like because I was bruised bad down there. I was injured. So I'm just asking for help from anywhere help can come from, so justice can be served for I and my friend, because nobody deserves to go through anything like this. Nobody.
So it took turns with her and the friends, sleeping with them, gripping them with a knife to threaten them so that they're not going to move. They were scared, of course, because do you know that some people were actually victim blaming them, saying that, oh, just a knife. It wasn't just a knife, and you guys could not, do something about it. It wasn't even a gun. It was just a knife. Sometimes I wonder, and these things are coming from women, not men. These comments are coming from women, blaming them and saying that, why would you even go to a place like that with your friend? Why would you even enter a stranger's room or something? I don't know. Sometimes when grape story happen, this is the reason why some people don't come online to talk about it because of this set of people.
Forcefully instead of me first. While having the knife pointed at my friend, he forcefully.
This is a story of she got a DM from a guy on Instagram, and the guy told her that he had a modeling gig for her. She was excited for it. She decides to go with her friend for this gig so her friend can protect her. On getting to the house, they saw the living room was empty. Like, I'm talking about complete empty. It did not look like a studio. It had no background, had no setup, had no props, had nothing. They still went into that unit, and then he told them to stay in the bedroom to wait for the makeup artist. And the makeup artist forgot something, right? Why would I be in the bedroom to wait for a makeup artist to be in the living room where I'm supposed to have my photo shoot? Anyways, while she was waiting, the guy came to tell her that, oh, you need to freshen up for your photo shoot.
I showered as I was told to do. I got into the lobby.
She undresses herself and actually takes a whole full shower. If the idea was for you to wear makeup, why do you need to undress to freshen up rather than just washing your face? Isn't that where the makeup is going to go? After she finished, the guy came and then the whole group. Because the idea that someone that doesn't have a pew has a knife is able to violate two people simultaneously is crazy to me. I don't think I've seen the possibility where that was actually happening. Now, was there a crime committed? Yes. Then her friend that was supposed to be the protector went into an empty apartment, no survivor instinct, no self-defense skills, no quick thinking. Why were you there? Why didn't you just stay outside to protect your friend from outside and call for help in case there was a reason to call for help?
He ushered us into the bedroom, told us that we should go to the bedroom and undress. My friend went to the room, she brought the socks.
He ushered both of you into the bedroom. Then he asked your friend to go get socks from the bedroom, meaning your friend had access to the door. But your friend got the socks and came back to meet you in the bathroom.
He's doing this because somebody scammed him. He took pictures for a girl and she left with the pictures. She blocked him. She did not tag him and stuff like that. So now he wants to revenge. He wants to cause pain to every woman that he comes across.
You said he you with no protection. So because of a photo shoot someone didn't pay him for, he was willing to expose himself to different types of STD. Because of photo shoot, he's not trying to rob you and get the money back that someone else stole from him. How does that even make sense?
He told us to change position. We should land in a different position. And he
You are changing position. You didn't have a second to kick him in the balls.
came back to me, first to me again. What if he's on my friend? He will point his knife at me. If he's on me, he will point his knife on my friend.
And while he was taking turns to one person, the other person just laid there. And I understand if it's a PPO, I understand, okay, well, it can go off in either direction. But he had a knife pointed to one person while he was undressing, and both of you just stood there. No biting, no scratching, not even a little bit of survivor instinct. You didn't kick him in the balls, you didn't poke his eyes out, you both just laid there. And when he asked you to go wash off the DNA samples he had put on your body, both of you saved nothing to report to the police. You washed everything off. Your story is believable. Wobbly, hell yeah. But my question is, when people grab your phone, don't they just steal money from you and transfer money from your account? How did he know you had nudes on your phone? Because you just don't randomly assume people have nudes on their phone, right?
It took me 3 days to come out and talk about this thing on TikTok because TikTok has a very large audience.
What did you do as soon as you left? Your parents knew you were going for that photo shoot, right? I know your parents did not just hear about your violation and then just sit on it for 3 days like you did. They would have wanted to take action. So the question is, what action did you and your parents take for 3 days while you waited to decide what app to share your story on?
But please, I do need help. And anywhere you are bringing money out from to support me, God is going to replenish your account in 1,000-fold.
I don't turn off my brain when I'm watching videos or I'm watching testimonials. I don't turn off my brain. I turn it all the way up, actually. And a lot of things are not adding up. I'm sure something went wrong. I'm sorry for whatever went wrong. But that story, the chain of events, makes zero sense to anyone with a brain. I think I've seen the possibility where that was actually happening. Now, was there a crime committed? Yes. Then her friend that was supposed to be the protector went into an empty apartment, no survivor instinct, no self-defense skills, no quick thinking. Why were you there? Why didn't you just stay outside to protect your friend from outside and call for help in case there was a reason to call for help?
Women like this one are a lot more dangerous than the men that you call narcissists. You know, when people say, oh, there are female narcissists, some of you don't even know what that means, and you don't know what one looks like. This is what it looks like. When people say, oh, there are just good people and bad people, you know, bad women too exist. That is what it means to be a bad woman. When a woman comes out to say that she was raped, and idiots like this one put on their expensive wig and their makeup, and they even set up their background to look like they are filming from one tush studio, and wear their nice clothes, and make a stupid video like that one, picking apart the story of someone that said there's no, what other evil is there? What other evil is there? These are the same idiots that say shit like, all these feminists, I can't get behind them. They are too rude. They are too rude to men. They will complain over the fact that you are rude, that you are rude to abusers. They will complain over that. That keeps them up at night. You understand? But if you come forward to say, this is how I've been violated, this is what a man did to me, all of a sudden, all of a sudden, oh, they already have a degree in police studies. They are already, they already have these detective skills, right? Where they begin to pick apart your story. And they're like, yeah. And then she's like, yeah, a crime was definitely committed, but her story is not straight. What she pay for any? So after all that trash, you can still open your mouth and say a crime was definitely committed. Okay. So if you agree that a crime was committed, why are you saying shit like, the guy didn't have a pew-pew, he only had a knife. Why didn't you kick him in the balls? My dear, who paid your school fees? You are a disgrace to your parents. Because you are well spoken, you speak good English, so I'm sure they sent you to expensive schools. But what if Owojono? Because expensive education that lacks any form of humanity or empathy or anything is a complete waste. It's a complete waste, my dear. And it's so sad that the wasted efforts of your parents in your upbringing and education is so sad that it has to be displayed to the entire world to see like this. It's so sad. You should only have been limited to whatever part of the world, whatever region of the world you live in. But now, you are now a global nuisance. And all the stupid comments too. All the stupid comments on this video. You are a nuisance. And I know that if we dig very well, this one is a Christian woman. She looks like one of those Christian women that go to church every Sunday and they are even volunteers. They are workers in church.
On Nigerian TikTok, there is a trending issue of a young lady who with her friend. So she got a modeling gig and she went to the gig and she took a friend with her. And the supposed photographer said her and her friend. This young lady did what any reasonable young lady would do. She went there with a security measure, which is a friend. But despite the fact that she had a security measure, her still went ahead to abuse her and her friend. One ignorant and dumb dude on Nigerian TikTok posted a video saying that yes, this is the reason why they say that one drunk man is more intelligent than 5 smart women or 5 educated women, and that strong men went to war to be able to create order in society. I pity the women that begged some of you, honestly. Those young ladies were smart and acted in a way to preserve their lives. Men always escalate things and men always act impulsively. But you see, under pressure, under threat, these young ladies knew that the person who was them had a knife, had a weapon. And so they had to play it in a way to preserve their lives and make sure that they come out safe. But every opportunity, some men would jump on it to demean and degrade women. Oh, one drunk man is more intelligent than 5 smart women or 5 educated women. Yet, in the face of danger and being, these young ladies kept enough composure to be able to make it out alive. So when you come on here as a man and 2 young ladies have been, and you try to juxtaposition the situation as, oh, men are protectors. If they had gone with the man, they would have been protected. Then you're a joker. And to that dumb dude who was saying that, oh, if the young lady had gone with a male friend, she would have been protected. Men sell their wives and their girlfriends every day in Nigeria. And it is called intimate rape. A lot of married women will never come out and say this, but they have been forcefully and without their consent by their husbands. Even women who are girlfriends have been forcefully penetrated by their boyfriends, but they will never come out and say this because, oh, that is your boyfriend, that is your husband. It is not rape. I have watched a couple of videos from the young lady's page, and she's indicated that there are lawyers in Nigeria that have taken an interest in her case. So I hope and pray that she definitely gets justice. My heart goes out to the young ladies, and I hope that in the midst of all that trauma, you were able to get DNA samples from the assault that you experienced. Now, what are some of the learning points for us women? Dear women, we say this all the time. It is safer for you to believe that all men are a threat to you than to be thinking that, oh, not all men, there are some good men. So as a young woman, irrespective of where you are in the world, depending on the rules around what you can carry, as a young woman, when you're going out, you have a gig, make sure you take a kitchen knife. The short ones that are very sharp, put a kitchen knife in your bag. If you can afford a taser, get a taser. If you can afford a pepper spray, get a pepper spray. Also, if you can afford things that can spike drinks to destabilize and demobilize a man, make sure you put that in your bag, because in certain situations you just need to spike your drink to destabilize or to demobilize the men or the man so you can be able to run for your life. I know that as women we have more empathy than men. We have more empathy, and so a woman in her right conscience would never want to harm a man. But I want you to understand that sometimes when it comes to dire situations, my sister, it's either you or that predator. So make sure that you conduct a risk assessment. It is also important to mention that these young women were in the jurisdiction and the space of the man. They were in a house of the man. So the man knew the area more than them. And so again, they acted smart by playing along to make sure that they come out safe. Dear ladies, if you can take a self-defense class, take a self-defense class. You will be safer believing that all men, irrespective of who they are a danger to you. So justice for femmes, justice for femmes friend, and I hope that these young women get justice. We just started 2026 and some of us are already exhausted. I am traumatized. I cannot imagine what these young ladies had to endure and still be smart enough to play it calm, to come out alive, to share their story. So justice for femmes and justice for femmes friend. My name is Dr. Zita. If you're not following, guess what? Hit the follow button.
I saw the video. It really messed my day up. Because I can imagine these young girls are trying to earn a living for themselves with what they have. They're trying to earn a living. Most of the time when you're at that age, you want to do modeling, you want to do ushering jobs, you want to, and most of the time they tell you to come to a location you've never been. They'll tell you, and it's not all the time that these things like this happen, but it's something that you do every time. And you will never know who is going to, trick you on some things. You never know is ready to grip your harm. You don't know. I saw a video of a woman talking about self-defense, and she said the only weapon that nobody's going to arrest you for when they see you with is a pen. Always hold a pen in your bag. And come to think about it, if you have pepper spray, teaser, pocket knife, in my country, it's an offense to hold it and let the police catch you. Because when they search your bag and they see something like that, it's a problem, right? And even other places, it's a problem, it's a crime. But nobody's going to say anything if you have a pen in your bag. And the woman went ahead to explain how to use the pen, how the pen can be very dangerous, how the pen can be used as a weapon when you are in this situation. Ladies, let's us always hold a pen. I don't know, because there was nothing those ladies could have done in that position. The fact that he was holding a very sharp knife and he's a man, and they are so young. They're so young and fragile, and there was nothing they could do at that point. Exactly what they did was come online to talk about it, even the fact that it threatened them to expose their naked pictures and all of that. So all the women that are blaming them in the comment section, and the ones that are making videos and blaming them in the comment section, I just hope something like this doesn't happen to you. By then, maybe you won't have mouth to talk. Because most of the time, people think that you are wise in some situation that has not happened to you before. I don't know why you sit down and be typing and be saying, oh, the story is fake, or why they were enjoying it. Some were like they were enjoying it. Some of them were like, and why did your friend follow her and follow you if you cannot use self-defense? Why did the friend not kick the balls when you enter the bathroom? Like, I'm just like, this situation is not happening to you. It has never happened to you before. You're having ideas on how to do it and how to run away from it. It has never happened to you before, and you're blaming these ladies. What could they have done at that point? Somebody that was pointing knife, they can stab them to death at that point, and that is the end. Nobody's going to find the man. Anyway, you guys, what is your take on this video? Let me know your thought down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, Sugar Mary Davis, and thank you all so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one, guys. Bye.